Hey y'all, Halfmilesniper here. We're back in the garage for part 4 of the new rifle build. And we haven't fired a shot yet, but we're already going to be making some changes. So, y'all sit back, kick your feet up, enjoy the ride. Alrighty y'all, well, since the last time we were out here, when we mounted the action into the chassis and set the cheek riser up, we knew we had to get some parts, and parts have come in. And while we have not shot around yet, we're going to start making some changes. I got a nice package from MDT. I got a couple of things from a company called Zero Fox, F-O-X, not the other word. Zero Fox Given. And what we're going to do, well, bring you through the parts, but basically we're going to be doing a little quick change up. We're going to add a full-length Arca rail. We're going to add a chronograph mount that'll attach to the Arca rail. We're going to change the pistol grip. We're going to add a bipod, and there's something new from MDT, that the Oryx chassis is not technically built for competition. You had no way to counterweigh it other than the 6 M-LOK slots on the bottom. But that's going to be ate up by my full-length Arca rail. But they have something new. We'll talk about that, and we will be able to balance out the rifle by adding 1.4 pounds to the front if we need it. If is the operative word here. So let me get a few things put up. We'll bring you right back, and we will start on making some changes. So real quick, I got 2 packages from MDT. One had another MDT sticker and 2 more chamber flags. The second package had another MDT sticker and yet another chamber flag. I will not be short on chamber flags. That's a good thing, because at a match, you've got to flag your chamber. Before we start making any changes, I want to show you right now, we got our chamber flag in, we have an empty magazine in, and see if we can get that right there. I thought this rifle was going to be front heavy. I thought it was going to be way front heavy. It is actually balancing just fine right about where we want it. Somewhere right about here. Now, when we add our rail and our bipod, it's likely going to make it a little bit nose heavy, but we still have a scope and scope mount rings, so it may end up tail heavy. We will be prepared if it's tail heavy. The first thing we are going to change today, we're going to change out our pistol grip for the vertical pistol grip, so we have a little bit more of a straight grip on it. We're going to pull the magazine, we'll pull the bolt, and we're going to do a pistol grip swap. So, alrighty, well, using my Weaver screwdriver here, we are going to pull this screw. This is an AR style grip mount, but we don't have to worry about any safety plungers or springs or any of that. Very good. Now, We've got grip screws. We've got a grip screw, main screw for an AR-15, but we won't be using that. However, we will save that because we do work on a AR-15 now and then. And this grip is a multi-piece unit. So we've got the, I think we're getting it figured out. What I don't know is, do I need that washer? What do I do with the grip? There it is. Is there a washer on this? Yes, there is. We are going to steal that washer for that screw. Okay. And then this piece should slip right on over here. This bolt will come in here and get locked down. I will do that part off camera. Okay, so we've got the core mounted to the rifle. And now, let me lay this over on its side so I can, yes, that's going to go like that. And this piece will go like that. And then we mount the screws. Okay, so we are going to set that there. And we're going to come in here. It's not exactly intuitive. I forgot to double check what it says. Oh, okay. I think that one's in. Very good. Got that one started. Let me get the other one started, and we'll see about tightening that up. The nuts for this are held in place in the slot, so no wrenches needed. Once you're in the screw, you're golden, I think. There we go. Okay. Took a minute to get things started. Now I just got to kind of figure out what I want to do grip-wise for the angle. I think right about there is probably what I'm going to want. Yeah, we're going to try that. Let me tighten those screws, and we'll talk about that. Now we've had quite the change of weather. We went from 70-mile-an-hour winds day before yesterday to moderate winds yesterday to this evening, it's raining. I think I might like that. We're going to give that a try. Go with the straight vertical grip. Okay. Next up, well, I'm going to put this grip away so we can save it. Next up, we are going to talk about the grip panels, because I think I'm going to have to change those grip panels before I put any full-length rail on. Let me get those up on the table and we'll talk about that. I suppose I should pop one of these out so we can use it in our demonstration here. So, in the event we find that we are butt heavy and we wanted to put an MDT weight, external weight here, there's no provision for that on the Oryx. At least there wasn't until recently. Just about Thanksgiving, I think, MDT came out with new Oryx panels with 3 M-lock slots. And if you lay the weights out correctly, you can get 2 weights on each side. The weight kit adds a 0.7 pounds to the weight of the rifle. And if you can get all 4, now you can get 1.4 pounds on. And what we have here, we have M-lock screws, and we have new chassis screws, but there's also 2 longer M-lock screws, or 2 longer chassis screws, because, let me get this open up here. Well, they definitely took care to make sure these panels got protected in shipping. They have them lashed together with wire wraps. Thank you, MDT. So, they have it set up that you take one of the M-lock screws out and replace it with a long chassis screw. And you can put 2 weights side by side. So, while we're not going to put exterior weights on, or external weights on yet, we have them. And we'll go ahead and replace the side panels and put the M-lock side panels on. So give me a minute to clean the table off a little bit so we don't have junk laying around, and we'll do that swap. Okay. Oh, I apparently misspoke. I said there were 2 long screws. There are actually 4 long screws, because we would have one end of a weight going through this chassis hole, one end of the other weight going through this chassis hole. So 2 holes each side, 4 screws. Yes, there's 4 long screws. They have a whole new array of screws, so we will use the new screws and make sure that everything is fresh and clean. And then when we decide that we have to put a weight on, well, we'll break out the 4 long screws. And so far, changing this panel feels like it's going to be not too difficult. They literally just pop right off. Got a little oil there. We're going to wipe that oil off so we don't have any oil with the blue Loctite on the screws that MDT supplied. We will retain these because, I don't know, we could change the color of the 6.5 PRC from Urban Dark Earth, i.e. gray, to FDE. Oh, missed that. Okay. So, curious what this hole here is for. I don't know. But let's see how the, oops, wrong panel, I think. No, that was the right panel. Ah, there's little legs that have to lock into the chassis. So, should you make this adaptation, remember, little legs have to lock into the chassis. There's one very short screw that goes in the back here. And then since we're not doing the weights yet, we'll put 3 of the medium screws in the remaining holes. I don't know if y'all can hear the raindrops, but I can. Oh, that's a different size. We will get that started and then get the right size screw. screw. Okay, let me get the right size screw. I'm going to torque this down. I'll bring you back in a minute. Okay, so as you can see, we now have 3 M-LOK slots. Very good. The new screws have a different head. The original screws that I pulled out were Allen heads. The new screws going in are T15 Torx. So, let me go ahead and get the other side swapped, and I'll bring you all right back, and we will look into putting in the full-length rail. Well, just a couple of minutes work. 4 screws each side. Changing out to the new screws, putting in the new panels. We went from 6 M-LOK slots on the Oryx chassis to a total of 12 M-LOK slots. That means we're going to be able to put that full-length rail in, and we will be able to put 2 external weights on each side should we need them. So, let me bag up the old screws and the old panels so I can save those. And let me get out that full-length Orca rail, and we'll get that mounted. Okay, so in this box from Zero Fox, we have actually a lightweight full-length rail. That I'm not sure that that's going to work. Bummer. Nope, that is not going to work. The M-LOK slots are in the wrong spot. But that's okay. All is not lost. I have other uses for that. Well, okay. Let me figure out what we're going to do here now that I can't use this Arca rail. Well, minor setback in the full-length rail. That will be remedied here in just a little bit. But I'll show you what we got to go on the full-length rail when we get it set up. This is pretty cool. I'm going to like this. Just upset I can't show it to you in position. This is a mount to go on the full-length Arca rail to hold my Garmin, so I can have my chronograph literally right here in front of my face when I'm shooting, and I should be able to see my velocities without having to break my cheek weld. So that's one nice little piece there. That was compliments of a Black Friday sale. And then the other thing we got a very nice, oh, look at that, there's an MDT sticker in there. Got MDT stickers everywhere. Very nice Arca mount MDT ground pod. I'll be able to set up at the 45, 90, and when I fold up, I can either fold my legs to the rear or fold my legs to the front. They open without needing a button, but push the button and you can close it. And it's basically like the, similar to the Harris 6 to 9, except there's no spring. You got a push lock and you push it up and out of your way, and you've got adjustments at fully closed, one notch open, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 notches. So you've got several height options, and then on top of that, you've got the swivel adjustment for the rifle. So should be very, very accommodating to less than level ground, obstacles, barricades, etc. Well, let me think about things for a second, and I think we're going to close up for this evening, because not being able to mount that Arca rail really puts a hamper on things. Soon, I should have my optic, but we'll talk about that in a minute. And then one other thing I did get, actually I got a pair of them. So originally, I'd gotten the full poly Magpul ACIS mags, which have a slightly shorter window for the round. And during the Black Friday sale, MDT had the poly metal mags on closeout, so it's the same body as the full poly, but it has a metal set of feed lips, and I think, no, they look like they're going to have the same length. They look like they're going to have the same length, so I'm going to be stuck loading to mag length. And in the comments section from the last video, quite a few people were, oh, get the metal mags. They have more length for loading long. I know, because I have the metal mag for my 6.5 PRC. But since I plan on perhaps shooting this in competition, these mags are going to be falling to the ground, possibly getting stepped on, and basically going to get used and abused. And I would much rather spend the money and get 4 magazines, whereas if I do the metal mag, that same amount of money will get me 1 magazine. So I chose to follow the money that time and get more magazines for my money. Because, like I said, these are going to be falling to the ground, going to get kicked around, possibly. Depends on how much moving, how much missing I do. But we'll see how the polymetals run, and we will see how the full polys run, and we'll let y'all know. And if need be, I can go ahead and get the all-metal mags and load a little longer. But for right now, I'm going to stick with the poly mags and the polymetal mags and load the mag length of just under 2.80 inches, which is where the factory ammo is. Lengthwise, I think we'll be okay. Well, as they say, best laid plans of mice and men. My plan was to mount the full-length Arca rail tonight, show y'all the Garmin mount, show y'all the bipod in place, see how that changed the balance, but that rail doesn't fit, so I can't do it. So that brings us to the end of the video. There will be part 5, possibly a part 6 now. But in another day or so, my Vortex scope should be arriving, and we will be able to mount our Vortex scope. We have the rings, we have our bubble level. We'll be able to get that set up, although I may wait on mounting that until we have the Arca rail and do all that in one video. We'll see. So, as always, Halfmilesniper reminding y'all, stay strapped or get clapped. Carry everywhere you can. Get CCW if you need one. Constitutional carry. No reason not to be carrying. Hopefully, we get a national reciprocity soon. Get a CCW anyways, you may travel. Not everybody recognizes constitutional carry if you come from one of the constitutional carry states. And as always, I want to remind y'all and thank y'all for hanging with me. I really do appreciate it. Each and every one of y'all I consider to be a friend. We're closing in on 5,000 subscribers. I really enjoy that. So we'll have a big giveaway when we get to 5,000. So until next time, y'all stay safe. Keep shooting. We'll catch you next time.
Send it. Hit.